Some turtles today, a Turtle Tuesday. We're going to be taking a look at the Playmates comic book set based on or inspired by the original 1984 comic. So these are going to be Eastman and Laird. These are going to be a little bit oddly shaped because they're looking more like those turtles. They're black and white, just like the original turtles. They all have the same red headbands. So a great throwback here. If you are a huge fan of the sketch turtles, which you can see over my shoulder, I love the SDCC version. These are similar to those, except they're going to be a little bit taller. They're going to have more sort of articulation in them. They're going to be a little bit more posable, and they have all their weapons. So pretty cool. I love anything when we go throwback to those original style looks, and Playmates does a great job of keeping it both budget friendly and fun. So why don't we check this set out? All right, here we go. Heroes in a Half Shell. Look at their black and white edition. Now, what is interesting about all of them, same exact body. Everything is the same in the tooling except for the heads. You'll see the headband on Leo here is to the left. The other headbands are to the right. This one's a little up on an angle. You'll see the smiles. We have no grinning teeth here. We have double grin. We have grin on the one side, grin on the opposite side. So the heads are different, and they kind of help you tell the difference between each of the turtles. But the bodies are exactly the same, with the exception of the stenciling on top of them. So the little black marks you'll see are different on the shells on the front and on the back. So they have a little bit of individualization that way from their sort of battle scars or whatnot, but the bodies are exactly tooled the same. The hands are the same, the feet are the same. They come with individual sewer manhole covers here with their names on them, so you can stand them up that way as well. And of course, they have their unique weapons. So we have Raph with his sai, and those are in both his hands here, and they look pretty sharp. There's nowhere to put them on his belt or anything like that, so it's just meant to hold them for display. The bodies in general have great articulation. You have the ankle joints, there's the double knee, there's the upper thigh, there's of course the hip, there's the shoulder, there's the upper bicep, the double elbow, and the wrist, and then the head is on a ball joint. The body itself, it can't bend because of the shell, but everything else has nice articulation on these things, so you can move them around multiple points, and they display really nice and easy that way. And then they have those giant feet, I think are consistent with the drawings as well. And then we have our Leo here. He has his katana, of course. The katana I found were a little tricky to put in there because of this left hand is just kind of this weird open left hand. It works with Donatello's bow, but everyone else struggles that has a weapon you hold a little bit more traditionally. So there you can see him a little bit different, spinning around. And then Michelangelo has his chain version of his nunchucks, which I actually like more than the rope ones. They look good here. I haven't seen a good rope one. I mean, NECA does, it's kind of like a wire, but the chain ones just feel a little bit better, and they're not, I don't feel like they're going to break. A lot of the old Playmates ones with that plastic loop, they just snap. Over time, they just weaken and they just snap. So much better to do it with the chain. It just looks a little more premium. I kind of like that look to it. And then, of course, we got Donatello with his bow. So you could do the two-handed pose if you want. I just have it in one hand for simplicity's sake for right now. But that's just why that hand is kind of stacked that way. But everyone ends up having the same hand because of it. So altogether, I mean, they look really nice. I mean, if you're displaying, you want some classic turtles to display, I think this is a great way to go. You get them individually, you get them all together. But this comic style, I like it. I know a lot of people are doing it. NECA did their version of it as well, more of a throwback to the original sketches. But this way you get all four of these guys inspired by that comic look. Now, they are not exactly that comic look that had odder proportions. I mean, there were different versions. There were the sketch turtles, which we showed you already if you want to go check out that review. And then there were the original two drawings. So if you want those, you probably more along the lines of the NECA ones, the black and white versions. But these are going to be more of inspired by. So they're kind of looking like those turtles. They have the same color scheme in the headbands, but they're not exactly the odder, ganglier proportions. But they're a good happy medium with the giant feet and the odd looking bodies. And they're, just kind of fun to display in that respect. And they have that Playmates charm. All right, so that does it for this set. I love Playmates Turtles. I mean, everything they do, I absolutely love. And this is a great mixture of charm of classic Playmates with a throwback to those original style turtles in the comic book, as you can see right here on the box, the Eastman and Laird. NECA has an Eastman and Laird collection. They're also doing black and white versions of Turtles. These are a lot cheaper. These are going to run you about $20 each. I think it's a Walmart exclusive. You get them off their website or pick them up in the store. So that'll run you $80 for the set. I know NECA does $65 or $70 for the two black and white turtles. So price points, but of course, I mean, those are more accurate to the sketch, so it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something inspired, something fun, a lot cheaper. That's the great charm about Playmates, is they really do try to keep the prices down as low as possible. So pick those up now if you're interested. You can grab them at Walmart. We'll be covering more Turtles coverage, more from Playmates. We're still waiting for word on when that new wave of mutants is coming out, with the classic release of Worm, Scale Tail, Chrome Dome. There was another one in there I can't recall, but we saw those at Toy Fair. They were supposed to be out in the fall. We're well into the fall, but everything this year has been delayed. We saw the delay of the Foot Cruiser, so we expect it to be delayed. So we'll keep looking for word and let you know when we figure out when those are coming out. But we'll have other coverage. We'll have something from NECA next week. We're looking at a new turtle as well. So, as always, like, subscribe, and follow. We'll see you guys next time.